Well, thank you for having me. Respectfully and seriously, it does not. The fact that he indicates that one of the concerns of a majority of Ghanaians was whether we're going to lose some more money, that's true. But beyond that, there is the issue of the breaches of our laws that occurred and how come without the necessary approvals, this payment was made in the first place. There are process issues that suggest that other contracts could have also gone through, gone under the radar without us noticing them, and payments made that we ought to be taking into consideration. And so the matter does not rest simply because the Sheikh has returned the money. The question is, how did we get that far without the international agreement being approved by Parliament, without the Public Procurement Authority approval, without 50% of the consignment having been brought to the shores of this country? How come it is suggested that all effort was made to get a direct source when the embassy here claims that there was no attempt to contact them? So there are more questions than answers at the moment, and we need to make sure that we dig much deeper, get answers to prevent a future reoccurrence. I am surprised that in the parliamentary report, the fact of the breaches by their colleague was not taken into consideration in making a specific recommendation. And that is a gap or a deficit that Parliament must understand, that the people of this country will be taking a good look at them, because all of us really don't understand how come there was no specific recommendation relating to that breach.
What sort of recommendation would you have expected in terms of the breaches of law?
Well, one would need to take a look at the standing orders of Parliament and find out for an honourable member who is supposed to, as it were, be law-abiding and yet fail to do so under these circumstances. Is there a need to refer him to the relevant committee that would look at his performance and how it affects the integrity and the image of Parliament? Because I think that breaching our law is something that if it were an ordinary citizen, we would not be talking about this as if it was just a casual issue. Right. But here we are, and it seems like people are trying to brush it under the carpet when other citizens would not have been treated so casually.
Now, you made an interesting suggestion that the manner in which there were breaches of law in this particular contract could suggest that, yes, there are other contracts which have seen similar breaches. This view is shared by many, especially when it comes to the COVID procurements, the procurement around COVID-19. Would you suggest that perhaps some of these other contracts are probed by, a relevant body like Yoko, Shraj, or even the special prosecutor, so that we established if there were indeed breaches of law, such as the Sputnik V deal?
So actually, Daniel, this particular incident provides a compelling justification why the special prosecutor should take on board all the contracts that have been signed within the space of the pandemic from March 2020 to date, and take a clinical look at what transpired in those contracts. Did we get value for money? Were processes followed? Was the law breached? Did any individuals benefit from a lack thereof of adherence to the laws and the policies that we have in place? I think that there's no doubt in my mind that we need to take a good look at it. And we need to understand why our system failed in this instance. Because if we don't plug those holes, this issue of we don't have money in the kitty and therefore we must find, increased taxes, you have labor complaining, and so on and so forth. We'll continue going through this cycle. We need to make sure we are doing judicious use of the resources we have. I think it's imperative at this stage that some further investigation, in my view, by the special prosecutor, to look at what has transpired over the period is needed.
Thank you very much.